Bones are amazing things. They hold us up, they support us, they make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast. All right, so thank you very much for coming back to the third special edition episode, convention edition of Bone Throwers Theater.
Bone Throwers Theater.
Bone Throwers Theater.
Yeah. This is awesome.
We now are moving on to Johnny, who is playing Mr. Michael Warner. And so, Michael, what scene would you like to do?
I'm actually going to let you all form the scene.
Okay.
I'm going to choose a white die. So it's going to go in my favor.
The feud! The feud!
Yeah, definitely.
Remember, it has to go in my favor.
That's fine. So we tell you basically what happens during it and you play it out? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Would going in your favor, or would Leroy Jenkins getting severely embarrassed in front of you go in your favor?
No.
Well, if it's after the feud already started, then yes.
or it could be that Joy, Leroy gets embarrassed in front of Joy, and he's involved somehow. That way, all three of you could be involved.
Or there's another exchange between Michael Warner and Leroy Jenkins, and during the exchange, Jenkins tries to do something and injures himself further.
What if the police are called?
Or even that.
I was just thinking if Jenkins is like embarrassed by like his niece coming out in the middle of a whole yelling match or something, his niece coming out and
And
saying,
like just rolling him
"Uncle
away.
Leroy, it's time for your bath. Come on."
Gotta empty your colostomy bag.
Come on, Uncle Leroy, it's time for your bath.
Y'all just tell me what.
Well, what do you want to do? I told you what I wanted. I want Leroy to injure himself.
He could fall out of the chair.
Something.
Like when Joy comes out to.
Or Joy hasn't come home yet and he fell out of his chair yelling at Michael.
Get up. No, perfect. He can't get up. He fell out of his chair. He can't get up, and he's stuck in the lawn. And Michael calls the police.
I like that one.
There's a man laying in my lawn.
Fantastic. Go with it. Okay.
All right.
So maybe
I guess
Leroy,
we should start this.
head over to
Yeah.
his lawn with your eggs.
So what are you doing today to make Michael unhappy, Leroy?
I'm going over my scooter, and I've got a duffel bag. And there's something obviously moving in the duffel bag.
Is it a weasel?
It is your cat.
My cat. All right.
So, roll up the driveway, and I just toss the bag onto the front porch. Keeps digging up our flowers.
I step out my door, and I see the cat. Is the bag tied? Duffel bag shut?
Yes, it's shut.
I see the cat inside the bag, trying to break out of the bag. I look at Leroy Jenkins. You old coot. What are you doing now?
Keep your cat from digging up our flowers.
Your flowers? Look at my flower bed.
I don't see any flowers.
Exactly. What'd you do to it?
It's not my lawn. You should take better care of your lawn.
I step off
care
the
of my-
porch and I start going towards him. While he's talking, I'm just approaching him. Look, you broke my garage door.
You broke my back.
That's not my fault. You were in my garage. I don't know what you were doing there, looking for something, you said. But
You had my tools
you lent them to me.
3 months before.
You never asked for them back, did you? You shouldn't just be going through people's garages. It's not my fault you got the door closed on you. Now my door won't close at all. And I go over and I push him.
And this is when he falls out of the chair?
Yeah.
Falls out of the chair. Ha! Take that. Then I hop on the chair. And I drive it up to my garage.
Oh my god.
Do you park it underneath
I
the door?
park it underneath the. I push the door up as much as I can and put the chair inside the garage and close the door again. Mind you, closed is a relative term. There's about a 2.5 foot gap, and it's crooked.
Now, do you close it onto the actual...
No, the chair's inside.
Okay.
I'm laughing
You can
so
see
much,
it
I'm
because
actually
there's a
hurting.
2.5 foot gap. But
Joy! Dang it, she's at work.
and I go back inside my house.
As you go in your house, hope you didn't like grass here. As I'm pulling out grass from your front lawn.
And I go in my house. I find some old water balloons I had lying around. I fill them up
From the last neighborhood block
and just
party.
throw them at Leroy Jenkins laying on my yard. Go back inside my house, close the door, and turn on a movie.
What movie is it?
The movie is War of the Worlds,
It would be.
the 1960s version.
So far, you've won. Wait, no, you lost.
I feel like the scene just naturally ends there
Oh,
without
yeah.
even the cops showing.
Yeah. I'm hurting from laughing so much.
Yeah, Carlin about died on this one.
Now who do I want to give my white die to?
Oh.
I'll give it to Jared.
Oh, they hate each other in game, but they're friends in real life.
Jeez, you guys.
All right, so that means it's my turn.
That means it's your turn.
I'm going to frame the scene.
Okay.
Me laying in Warner's
Immediately
lawn
after,
when Joy gets home
still there.
2 hours later.
Still shouting obscenities in his house, his front door.
Except I am now in about a 2-foot hole that I've dug in his front lawn.
Oh no. Oh. All right. Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and also include Carlin's character in the scene if I
Harold.
can. Yeah, Harold, because he gave me a ride home from work.
Just a ride. Or is this when you see something you can't forget?
I'm going to say it
He
happened.
can't see anything.
Hey, I'm 2 feet in the hole. I'm going to say whatever it was. I haven't really figured out how I'm going to throw that
It
in
hasn't
next.
happened yet.
Well, it's already happened, but
Well, he doesn't decide what it is.
Okay. Yeah, because this hasn't happened yet. I'm thinking that's gonna be my scene.
Anyways, alright, so Harold
All
drives
right.
you home.
So Harold drives me home. I'm chatting with him about this stupid customer that I had who was like, you know, trying to give me a lecture about how I wasn't living up to my name or something.
I'm picturing it's at like the end of a cul-de-sac, so it's got our two houses are sort of right next to each other, leading up into the circle. So I'm assuming you would just drive up this circle
Sure.
and just stay on the curb.
You drop me off.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm like chatting and flirting a little bit, kind of tucking my hair that's always over my eyes, behind my ear.
Goth is not.
Shh. Same thing. It's totally the same.
No.
And then I'm getting out, and I'm like, well,
Before you get
thanks,
out, some mud hits the window.
well, thanks, Harold. Ah! Oh my gosh! Sorry, I'm trying to keep it PG. So I open the door, and I'm like, what the hell? And
Joy! Little help!
Uncle Leroy, what the heck are you doing in Mr. Warner's yard?
Who's that?
I left the cat in the bag.
It's my stupid uncle.
Is the cat still on the porch?
Yeah. At this point, I'm sure it's dug his hole through the duffel bag.
That's my stupid uncle. Uncle Leroy, where's your chair?
In hell. Meaning his garage.
All right, well,
Why is he laying on the ground?
he's disabled.
I mean, obviously.
Would you mind helping me?
Anything for you.
Yeah, thanks. So she gets out of the car, she goes over to Uncle Leroy, she like tries to help him sit up a little bit along with
Harold.
Harold's help. So we're helping him sit up, and we're like, how did your chair end up in Mr. Warner's garage?
Well, first off, the cat was in our yard again, digging up our flowers. So I thought I would be nice and return the cat.
Okay.
Pause right there. Just so you know, we have given Leroy Jenkins a white die.
Which means I assume he gets his chair back.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it could. That's one way it could end positively. He could have a spare. Who knows?
So I returned the cat. He did not appreciate the returned cat in the package that I returned it in.
What package?
The old duffel bag.
You put a cat in a duffel bag?
How am I going to keep control of a cat?
Uncle Leroy, are you sure that garage door didn't hit you on the head?
No, but it has my chair. Because he pushed me over and left me here. Hence the big hole in retaliation.
So I go up.
Just kick the door down.
While they're talking, by the way, Harold was kind of like checking Joy out.
I'm bending over to help him upgrade.
Exactly.
Harold, can you stay here with my uncle for just a second, please? So I go
Sure.
up to Mr. Warner's door.
Don't worry about the door. Just go into the garage.
Uncle Leroy, shut up.
Who is it?
It's Joy Campbell, Mr. Warner. I need my uncle's chair back.
It's in the garage.
Yeah, I know. Can you come help me open it?
No, why don't you ask your uncle? He's the one
Because
that
it's
broke
your
it.
garage, and the next time he gets in your garage, you said you were going to call the cops. So I'm asking nicely, would you please open the stupid door?
Your uncle's the one that broke it.
Meanwhile,
Well,
I'm
fine,
disconnecting
then.
my colostomy bag. In the hole. Leroy Jenkins! And dump it in the hole.
No, Uncle Leroy, don't do that. Oh!
Oh my god.
It's fine. Mr. Warner, I'm getting his chair out. Don't call the cops, okay?
That's fine.
All right. Sorry about your cat.
I have to leave.
No, can you help me get him in his chair first? Hold on. So
I've got a really early shift at the Chicken Hut tomorrow.
Well, can you at least help me get the garage door open? This thing is busted.
Think about it.
It's complicated with Mike Warner.
Please.
Will you pick up some late shifts for me?
Seriously?
Yes.
Uncle Leroy, I want a car for my birthday.
I want a bath.
Fine.
Now.
Gross. All right. So they go over and they jimmy up the garage door, get his chair out. I'm assuming, Harold, you help me put Uncle Leroy
Yes.
back in his chair.
And any accidental brushing up against you happens. I'm just saying.
So, okay. So we get him back in his chair, and I kind of sidle along beside him until he gets back over to our house and goes up his ramp.
He's got to have something that he defiantly yells as he's wheeled into the house. Come on.
Next time, Warner.
Next time, Warner. Try getting grass to grow there.
Perfect.
Oh, and that's a scene.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Jeremy, now that you have a white die,
Oh my gosh.
you have to give it away. You can go ahead and give that bad boy away. I'm gonna get fined by the homeowners association.
Hey, you are going to get fined.
And he's the head of it.
I'm not the head of it.
Or, no, he's
just a
part
board
of it.
member.
Yep. And he's the treasurer.
I'm the closest thing to the head of it on this crate.
True. True.
I'm gonna give
Am I the only
just
one
at
who's
random.
legit job?
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Woohoo! Got a black and
It was random. I just rolled it. Rolled a 1 for the first person.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Couldn't decide on a good reason.
All right.
Okay, going to the moving sidewalk. Enter this room by putting your advance card. Immediately move forward to the next room.
I'm thinking I want to determine the outcome, but I can't even think what would be a good or a bad outcome for her. Everything's a bad outcome for her. She hates
She's emo. Oh,
I
I'm
know,
sorry.
yeah.
Goth.
Goth.
This is
She's
before
goth
emo.
emo.
Yeah, this was before emo.
Yeah.
Johnny, all I
Emo
could think
goth.
of was Uncle Tom in that situation.
Try getting
Thank you,
grass to grow there.
And there's a tech lock in this room.
Uncle Tom would have been so much more mean.
All right.
He would've.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a bad outcome.
Ooh.
So you guys, friends,
I have a feeling that this might be,
Yes, and his face is destroyed.
this could be like your mom coming home and finding out what
In the
happened
same room, then
and wanting to know why you took so long to get home. Well, it was after her shift.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
after
but-
my shift. My boss drove me home, probably at closing or something.
Yeah, but so it was, what time was that, like 9, 10 o'clock at night? Because he already had time to do his evening watch.
Oh, was this the same night?
No, I thought it was.
No.
Oh, it was
Give me the
I thought
next
it
day.
was the
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
So, and she works like afternoons, so I assume like they got off after the dinner.
So 5, 6.
Yeah,
6 or
5-ish.
7 o'clock was
Okay.
probably when she got home.
Right.
So.
So, and since her mom works nights, it would have been after she had left, but before you had gotten home.
Yep.
So,
you gotta wait till everybody's.
Would
So
this
she
be
probably left around 4.
Would this be the scene where you give Leroy his bath, and that does not go well?
Jeez. Do we have to do that scene?
no,
Because-
we don't.
We're drawing a veil on that.
Thank you.
Well, this could be the forbidden fruit scene.
Could be.
Maybe, what's your name again? Maybe Harold didn't go straight home like he said he would.
Take the 2 tokens out of the room.
Yeah.
What if Harold's a peeping Tom?
Oh
neighborhood watch.
I'll watch the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Won't you be mine?
All right.
So what do I catch him watching me or something?
Maybe.
It's a bad outcome for you.
Well, first give Leroy his bath.
Let's say.
Oh well, that's happening. Yeah.
Give Leroy the bath, then you take a shower or
You're
whatever.
having an argument with your mom because of what happened. She's accusing you of not washing after Leroy.
I was gonna say we could have a flashback scene where her and her mom move into your house to take care of you. Where did you move in with it?
That pretty much turned out badly for me.
I guess we're expecting more.
Second town.
I like the
Because my
flashback
mom
idea.
started having to work nights so that she could help you during the day while I'm at school, which means I had to work afternoons too to help support you. Yeah, that pretty much sucks for me. Okay.
Okay, so flashback to when. Now, are you moving into his house or is he moving into your house?
Yeah, my mom's a divorcee.
Since he broke
Only-
my garage, I think they're moving into his house.
Single mom, divorcee, so she just figures, well, Uncle Leroy needs help now.
That rent stuff's just really high.
So, who wants to play my mom?
Why am I gonna be your
I can
mom?
play your mom.
I think it should be Jordan.
Yeah.
Let me
Or,
get in.
oh, we have an NPC walking up potentially.
Greg.
Oh, Greg, you want to be your mom?
Her mom?
Yes.
Well, how old am I?
Mid-40s.
Mid-40s?
Yes.
Divorcee, single mom. He's an invalid and also happens to be your brother. And we're moving in with him.
To help take care of him after he's been in a tragic accident.
Involving a garage
With a garage door.
His neighbor's garage door.
And they're feuding now.
because of the garage door.
Yes, because of it.
He and I are feuding because he broke my garage door with his back.
I like how you phrase that. Not, I broke my back with your garage door.
Now you were returning the lawnmower to him.
No, I was going to get my tools that he had borrowed and I was returned.
Oh, okay.
So you want to play mom?
Sure, why not?
All right. Okay, so Stephanie's character is named Joy. She's a goth girl who does not live up to her name. And they have moved into her uncle Leroy's house to help take care of him. The scene is going to go poorly for her because she decided to have a bad outcome to the scene rather than have us assign an outcome to it. So what we're doing is a flashback to when they move into Uncle Leroy's house to start taking care of him after he's broken his back.
And we've already established that one of the bad outcomes is that I'm now going to have to be working to supplement your income because you're now working nights because Uncle Leroy can't work. So I have to work afternoons at the chicken hut.
At the chicken.
At the chicken hut, yes.
That's good. Well, you know that'll build character for you.
One thing you will need to know is that soft words won't get picked up here very much, so go ahead and have a seat.
Yes.
Bad outcome for him.
Okay, so folks, we are now being joined at the table by Greg Frost. Greg is actually the head of the convention. He's the guy who organizes everything. Well, so we're making him feel very important. So no.
What's your name, Mom?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Campbell.
Okay.
All right.
That works.
Mom, where do you want this box?
It's up to you if you want to.
No, this entire ordeal.
In the living room there.
No, don't put it in there. Put it in the dining room. The living room is where I've got my gadgets and stuff.
Is it fragile?
I don't know. Does it say it on there, dude?
It says blankets.
Then what do you think?
I drop it on the ground.
Upstairs. In the bedroom will be fine.
I don't even know why we're moving in here. This is stupid. I want to go back to my school.
Your school?
Yeah, my school. Riverside?
You mean
Why
the
are we
one-
moving here?
Why are we moving here? The reason we're moving here, my dear. Hello. Is your dear uncle needs to be taken care of.
Apparently because he's crazy.
That's beside the fact.
Security station, Officer Nelson.
So,
Well, why do we have to do it? Why can't Uncle Tate do it? I mean, he's single. Isn't he just a bum that doesn't have a job anyway?
Well, actually, I thought he was selling cars at the present time, so that seems to
That's
keep
what
him
he
pretty-
says.
Well, why don't you go ahead and start with that box and upstairs, please.
Whatever.
We'll discuss this after you come home from work tomorrow night.
From work?
Yes. Work. W-O-R.
Yeah, I know how to spell, Mom. Where exactly am I working now?
Well, I believe it was across town there in the chicken place or something like that. Chicken Hut. That's it. Yeah, Chicken Hut.
I'm working in a chicken hut?
Yes! And I see that you have the perfect smile for it, too.
Screw you, what am I supposed to do in a chicken hut? They have to wear those stupid hats with the roosters on them. I am not working in a chicken hut.
There's other options we can pick out for you.
Really, like what?
Well, there could be, you know, living in a tent.
Excuse me? That's like child
Flowing
abuse.
river.
You can't do that. I'll call the cops.
Fine.
They know this house a lot.
Yeah, I bet they do, Uncle Leroy.
Stupid
Well,
Michael
look, miss.
Warner.
Just take the box and bring it upstairs and put it upstairs.
Screw you, you're ruining my life. I want to go back to my old school with my friends and stuff.
And scene. That feels like the end of the scene.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Thanks,
Great.
Greg.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thanks, Mom.
See you later, sis.
All right.
So who are you going to give that black die
I'm
away
going to
to?
give that to Carlin because he's been rubbing up against me and it makes me uncomfortable.
Not actually.
Okay, sorry. Harold.
Yes, Harold Dinkins has been doing that.
Dingus.
Dinkins.
Yes, Johnny is keeping a close eye to make sure that there is no risky business going
Right.
on.
All right.
All right, and we're going to go ahead and pause there at the end of the first round of Act 1. And when we come back, Carlin's going to be kicking off the second round, and it's going to be fun-filled hijinks, I am sure. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. The cast is Carlin, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, Jordan, and Stephanie. This podcast is released under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. Please feel free to share the podcast, but please do not modify it or attempt to gain financially from it. To find the show online, visit our site, bonethrowerstheater.com. Our Twitter feed is @bonethrowerstheater, and our email address is bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Join our social networks on Facebook and Google+. Podcast art was designed by Laura Tress and is used with her permission. Until next time, may the bones fall in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.